The question says, the following two graphs shows the changes in the temperature in the woman's body, as well as the level of hormones, estrogen and progesterone during the menstrual cycle. The following two graphs, they show the changes in temperature in the body of a woman, as well as the level of hormone, estrogen and progesterone during the menstrual cycle. The release of ovum takes place when there is a very small increase in the body temperature. The release of ovum takes place when there is a very small increase in the body temperature. Right. Let us first analyze the two graphs. The first one, it talks about the changes in the body temperature of the woman. And here on your y-axis, or independent variable, or the dependent variable, we've got the temperature, which is measured in degrees Celsius. And we also, on the x-axis, which is your independent variable, we've got days. Days 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, up to 30. Right. The second graph is of the changes in the level of estrogen and progesterone. And then you can see the level of estrogen is normal from day 0 up to day 10. After day 10, it starts to increase, almost up until day 14, where it now starts to decrease. What causes the decrease in the amount of this estrogen immediately after day 14 is because the egg has been released, the ovum has been released, ovulation has taken place, and then when ovulation has taken place, it means the Graafian follicle has now become, it has ruptured, and when it ruptures, it means that it will be a decrease in the amount of what? Of estrogen. But it doesn't level off. Because why? The remains of the ruptured follicle, which is the corpus luteum, which is going to be converted, the ruptured follicle, which is going to be converted into corpus luteum, will also secrete a small amount of estrogen. That is why the estrogen doesn't level off. But it secretes more progesterone than estrogen. That is why estrogen after day 15, it starts to increase because the ruptured follicle now develops into the corpus luteum. And the corpus luteum, as it develops, it will increase the amount of progesterone secreted. And then progesterone will increase up to a certain level. When the egg is not fertilized and it reaches the ovum, it means the progesterone, the corpus luteum will start to degenerate, become smaller and smaller up until it disappears. When it degenerates, the amount of progesterone will also decrease. That is why the graph goes down after day 25. Right. Let us look at the questions now. Right. The second question, calculate by how many degrees Celsius the woman's temperature varied in one menstrual cycle. Show your calculation. What we are going to do, between which day does the temperature decrease? By how many degrees Celsius does the woman's temperature decrease? The temperature was high at after day 15 or after day 14, and it was 37.1 degrees, and it decreased up until 36.2 on day 28 or day 27. So what you are going to do when you calculate, you are going to say 27.1 degrees Celsius minus 36.1 degrees Celsius. So the answer will be 0.9 degrees Celsius. So you will get your 2 marks. From the graph, list 3 pieces of evidence which indicate that ovulation occurred. 3 pieces of evidence that shows that ovulation has occurred. You all know that in ovulation, immediately when ovulation takes place, the amount of estrogen will decrease. Yeah? So one piece of evidence is that the amount of estrogen has decreased after day 14. The other piece of evidence is that the amount of progesterone has increased immediately after ovulation. So that those are the pieces of evidence that show that ovulation has taken place. The other one on the first graph, the temperature of the person has increased. So those are the 3 pieces of evidence that shows that ovulation has taken place. Because remember, ovulation occurs. When ovulation occurs, the amount of estrogen decreases. When ovulation has taken place, the progesterone will increase because the corpus luteum will develop and increase the amount of progesterone, and the temperature of the person will also increase, and the temperature will increase. Right? The 4th question says, explain the importance of high level of progesterone from day 15 onwards. The importance of high level of progesterone. High level of progesterone, it inhibits, the first one, it inhibits the what? The production of FSH. Right? And the second one is that it will maintain the thickness of the endometrium lining for the implantation. Those are the importance of high level of progesterone from day 15 onwards. Right. The last question, describe the relationship between the level of progesterone and the changes in temperature in the graph. Describe the relationship between the level of progesterone and the changes in the temperature. Look at that. As the amount of progesterone increases, the temperature also increases. Or as the level of progesterone decreases, the temperature also decreases. That is the relationship between the what? Between the level of progesterone and the changes in the temperature in the 2 graphs. Right?